You ever stop and think about the history hidden right there on your plate? Turns out, every single meal we eat is kind of the final chapter in this epic story. A story of connection, of travel, and of transformation. Today, we are diving deep into that very story, the evolution of world cuisine.
Okay, let's take pizza. We all think we know the story, right? It's a classic, comes straight from Italy. But is that really the whole story?
Not even close. The real story of pizza, and honestly so many of the foods we absolutely love, isn't just about one place. It's a massive global story, a shared history that you can trace all over the world map.
It's a journey that crosses borders, sails across oceans, and connects ancient empires with migrating families, and even with us today. And that is exactly the journey we're about to go on.
So first things first, let's get on the same page about one big idea. Food is so much more than just fuel. It's one of the most powerful ways we connect with each other across different cultures and all through history.
And you know, what this really gets at is the idea that a meal can be a kind of universal language. It's this tradition that literally builds a bridge between us, a shared experience that reminds us that we're all in this together.
And the engine that drives all of this forward is something we call culinary exchange. The best way to think about it is like a giant global potluck that's been going on for thousands of years, where every culture brings its own ingredients and techniques to the table.
All right, so where do we even start? Let's hop in the time machine and go way back to the world's very first superhighways of flavor.
Long before we had the internet, we have the Silk Road and these massive spice routes. These were the original global networks. And they didn't just move things like silk and gold, they moved flavors. They were culinary highways that completely changed what people ate all over the planet.
So you gotta ask, what was actually on these caravans and ships? Well, we're talking about things that were a total game changer. Spices like cinnamon and pepper, they didn't just add flavor, they helped preserve food. And at the same time, you have these staple grains, rice from Asia, wheat from the Middle East, that traveled and became the literal foundation for brand new cuisines on totally different continents.
But here's the thing, it wasn't just spices and grains getting shipped around, it was people. And when people move, guess what they bring with them? The recipes. Let's dig into how human migration totally reshaped what's on our menus.
And this brings us right back to our pizza example. It's perfect, really. You start with this humble street food in Naples. Then Italian immigrants bring that recipe over to the United States. But once it gets there, it adapts. It uses new ingredients, it meets new tastes, and boom, you get something totally new, like a Chicago deep dish pizza. It's evolution on a plate.
And that incredible process, this mixing and mingling of culinary worlds, well, that gives us what we now call fusion cuisine. It is the delicious, creative result of different cultures meeting up on a single plate.
And you see this stuff all over the place now, right? I mean, a sushi burrito, you've got Japanese ingredients inside a Latin American format. Or kimchi tacos, bold Korean flavors wrapped up in a classic Mexican street food. These aren't just fads, they're the modern-day proof of centuries of this culinary exchange.
So that brings us right up to today, where this whole exchange has been kicked into hyperdrive. Welcome to what we can call the modern global kitchen.
So what's pushing the accelerator here? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is, you guessed it, the internet and social media. A recipe can go viral and be seen on the other side of the world in, like, an hour. You add in massive international trade, the spread of global fast food chains, and you've got the perfect recipe for super fast culinary change.
But, you know, this incredible speed comes with a price. There's a real balance sheet here with pros and cons. On the one hand, it's amazing. We have access to this incredible diversity. It sparks all this creativity. But on the other hand, there are some serious challenges. You've got the risk of cultural appropriation, taking something without understanding or respecting where it came from. And you risk these rich, complex food traditions getting watered down for a mass market.
So, after all that, after this wild ride through history, what's next? What does the future of flavor even look like?
Well, if there's one thing that's been constant this whole time, it's connection. Doesn't matter if it was a spice trader on the Silk Road or a chef in a modern kitchen creating a fusion dish, the story of food has always been about bringing different worlds together.
And that is absolutely not slowing down. The future is going to be this beautiful, complex tapestry, weaving together the threads of ancient traditions with brand new, bold innovations. It's an evolution that's literally happening right now every time we eat.
Which leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. In a world where flavors and recipes and traditions are always mixing, always evolving, what does authentic food even mean anymore? That's definitely something to chew on.